Hi, Mrs. Horman. Mrs. Horman, do you have your hearing aids in? There.
Yes.
Perfect. Can we hear now?
Yes, we can.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. My name's Caelin. I'm from Occupational Therapy. I'm an OTA student. How are you today?
I'm just quite good.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Great. Do you know what occupational therapy is?
I don't.
So occupational therapy is a kind of therapy that gets you back to the things that you like to do as well as the things that you need to do. So are there any things that you like to do?
Well, there are a few things. I really like to cook, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, getting around the kitchen nowadays is just really, really difficult.
It's really difficult. Is it just hard to walk because of your
It's
knee?
kind of hard to get up and walk
Yeah.
with the knee. Yeah.
Okay.
Putting weight on it.
Okay. A scale of 1 to 10, what would you say your pain is? 10 being?
Oh gosh, sometimes it comes and goes. Sometimes it might be an 8. Sometimes could be a 10.
Okay. Okay. Have you been seen by any nurses for pain medication or anything like that?
No, I have not.
All right. So we'll want to probably look into that if your pain is that high. So your medical history is osteoporosis and osteoarthritis, and even high blood pressure. So osteoporosis and osteoarthritis, they're just degenerative diseases, so they're just going to keep getting worse. I'm sure you already know they cause fatigue.
Yes, very much so.
And weakness, and it's just kind of hard to do your activities of daily living.
Very much so, yes.
Okay, so today we are actually going to do a cooking activity. I'm just going to teach you things for joint protection since you do have osteoarthritis and osteoporosis. Protecting your joints. We're going to do energy conservation, so making activities easier for you to do. So instead of making it harder and you become more tired and you can't complete the activity. And then we'll kind of introduce adaptive equipment, so pieces of equipment that can make tasks easier that you find harder. So today we'll start with, I'll take your blood pressure and then we'll do some exercises that will kind of relax your joints and kind of more flexibility. And then we'll do we'll take your blood pressure again just to see where we're at. And then we will go ahead and do your activity, which we were just going to prep some vegetables to put in the crock pot with your roast. So it's kind of an easy meal that can be done.
Okay.
And take some rest breaks when needed. And then we'll kind of just hit on different things that can be helpful for you personally in your individual plan. So do you have any questions before we begin?
No, I don't.
Okay, so first we'll go ahead and do your blood pressure to see where we're at. One of your arms.
Yeah.
There we go.
Bad arms.
No. All right, 120/80, so perfect.
Very good.
Okay, now that we've done blood pressure, let's go ahead and do some exercises to get our range of motion. I'll have you, actually, we'll do the sitting one first. Get your joints moving and your range of motion. So, perfect. And then for your affected knee, so your right knee, I'm going to have you pull it back until you feel a pull on your joint.
Yes.
Okay, and then hold it there for a little bit.
Okay.
And then we will release it. And then pull it back in again.
I
Can you feel it?
Yes,
If it is too much, stop at any time. We don't want to overdo it. Okay. All right. And then for the next one, we'll have you lay down, actually. Couch. Perfect. And then I'm going to have you take the towel under your affected knee, like this. And then we're just simply going to pull it up towards you. And sitting down, just it's easier on the body, on your joint. It's not so much work trying to pull against gravity since you're already sitting down.
Okay.
All right, and then do it one more time. And then for the last one, I'll have you roll your towel up. And then I'll have you put it right underneath your affected knee. And then tighten your thigh. And then lift your heel up. And make sure your knee stays on the towel. You feel it?
I feel it. Yes, I do.
Perfect. Again, if it's too much, stop it anytime.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. Now we will go ahead and we will do our activity. Okay. Now that we've done exercises, we'll check your blood pressure one more time to make sure we are good before we get up and start gathering our materials to prep. Perfect. 120/80 again. Oh, goodness. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and gather all of our materials that we need to prep our pot roast. So for energy conservation, it's easier. I just grabbed a basket. It's easier to just get all of your things at one time instead of continuously walking around the kitchen, making it harder on your joints and obviously fatiguing quicker. So we'll collect all of your items in here. So I think we decided carrots, cabbage, of that sort. And then if anything is too high in your fridge or anywhere else in the kitchen, if we need something, we can use a piece of adaptive equipment. This is called a reacher, and it allows you to get stuff that's too high if your joint can't go up that far. So we will go ahead and I'll have you pick it up. We'll use your, basket to go collect your things.
Well, I get some cabbage and some carrots from the refrigerator.
Perfect. Perfect. Do you need anything else for cutting or cutting on?
Just my cutting board, which is in the cupboard here.
Okay. Do you have trouble reaching things that are too high or too low?
Well, not really in my cupboard because I'm tall.
Right.
So
Anything too low sometimes? Does it hurt your knee to get lower, to crouch down?
sometimes it does, yes, it does.
Okay. So a tip for your energy conservation and joint protection is just not using the ones that are way too far down. So where it starts to hurt, so let's say it's just the bottom one, we can do just the middle one and the top one. Just little things like that.
I see.
And then we got your cutting board, your vegetables, and then what else did you need?
My crock pot here.
Okay, we can leave that there, can't we?
We can do that.
Okay, and then a knife probably.
Or
Probably a bowl to put everything in. All right. Okay, now we have all of our stuff. Head back over to the table. All right. Let's get everything out. And then another thing to do since we already did our stretching and you are now having the opportunity to rest, which this is what's helpful about your energy conservation. We gathered everything at one time, so now we're sitting down at one time, and you can also either a hot pack or a cold pack you can put on your knee that is affected. Sure. So while you're being productive with what you are making, you can also ice your leg. Very good idea. So we'll have,
I'm going to go ahead and
we'll start doing this. This is an easy meal to do.
yes, I think we'll put a roast in with the crock pot.
Perfect. Okay, so we prepped all your vegetables, and then it'll be easy to take any more breaks that you may need because the crock pot is just the slow cooker that can do it for you.
Correct.
So other things that we can go over for providing energy conservation can be things such as if you would find help from a walker or something of that assistance, kind of depending. I mean, your pain's pretty high. So there's just different options that we can do. We said not putting things too low or too high, so it's easy to grab. You don't have to lean over. Stretching before and after an activity is extremely helpful. Energy conservation, which we did, gathering all your stuff in a bowl and then bringing it over to the table is helpful. So then we're not becoming fatigued walking around the kitchen continuously. We did your ice pack and your heat pack whenever you think that is necessary, if you have extra pain going on. I think anything and everything that would be easier for you because you are independent and live alone. So I do have energy conservation tips for you to keep. So
All right.
it's just little things that you're balancing your activity with rest like we did. You're preventing your fatigue, setting priorities, what's essential and what's not. You're learning your tolerance for activities, sitting as much as we can, which we did. We came over to the table and sat down. Sometimes there's different times of the day that work for other people. Sometimes morning you have more energy after you woke up, or maybe later in the day after, just kind of depending on your schedule.
Yes.
Arranging work areas close together. So we kind of did that as well when we were sitting at the table. And then these are just meal preparations as well. So using surface appliances rather than the oven or anything that would cause you to bend lower. So we're using the crock pot, so that's at eye level, and things like just lightweight dishes that won't take as much strain on your joints. So do you have any questions about anything?
No, I don't have any questions.
Perfect. So before I leave, we'll do some more stretching.
Okay.
Next time we can do, if your osteoporosis and arthritis is kind of an overall issue, we can do upper body extremity stretching. So we can just do some, lifting arms, stretching fingers and whatnot. I'll keep you with these. These are just tips and tricks. We went over some of them in person. You can go in them more in depth. There's quite a bit of different points. And then next time I can bring different things like a walker, different kinds of adaptive equipment I think that will be helpful. And we can try a different activity and see how that goes and use those. Do you have any questions before I leave today?
No, I have no questions.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
Yeah, thank you. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Well, I sure will. You too.
Thank you.